And so Corey said, wait, let's see, in a Native American tradition, it's our way to wait a year before we move on, finding that time to love oneself first. Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself, Corey. That is exactly my point. A lot of times, and this happens to me with all my friends as well, people think, oh, well, I broke up with one person and I'm just going to jump into a relationship with someone completely different than that person. Because that person was a bitch, or that person, did this to me. So I'm looking for someone completely the opposite. And what ends up happening is they find someone that's exactly like that. Because first of all, they never figured out what their part in that breakup was. And they also didn't figure out what it is that they need from another person because they're jumping too quickly. Hi, Mr. Pirate Brain, and hi, Don Basso. How can you expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself? Exactly. Okay, so we're all kind of on the same page. First, you need to love yourself. But before you can love yourself, I guess you need to really know who you are. You can't love something if you don't really know who that person is. So I guess that would be the main thing I'm trying to say here. If anybody wants to call in, the number is 661-527-3602. And just to repeat, today's subject, I'm going to try to write this down here. Okay. Today's subject matter is knowing oneself. If you have weak self-esteem, you can be in the firing line for manipulation and mistreatment. Absolutely. So give me 1 second here to open up my Google Voice. And it was set on private because people call me outside all the time, and I don't like that. So I had to just close up the settings here, which I forgot to open up before this call, so I may not be able to do this right away. I know there's a way to do it easy. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if you want to call in, the number is 661-527-3602. We tend to attract people who we are. We have to raise our frequency to attract a higher frequency woman. Exactly. I like that. Yes. You want to raise the bar up. Give it some time in a relationship while you're on a date with a chick. Give it some time in your relationship while you're on a date with a chick. Yeah, Loki, explain that more. Spence, when's an interview coming out with Brianna Banks? Will it be on YouTube? Yes, it will be on YouTube, and yes, it will be coming out soon. And yes, do I have a ton of stuff to edit before then? Yes. I have interviews with webcam girls that were really interesting. I want to get those out to you guys. I got that interview with Brianna. I've got an interview with a guy in the military who's got a really cool dating app. And I have interviews with my fellow Cougar, Lucia, the Cougar expert. So that's all in the process of getting edited. Amit, you say hello, mistress. I'm assuming that you are into S&M. Am I right? Get to it, Spence. Are you looking forward to that? I think you are. Anyway, so back to the question of the secret to finding love, self-awareness, and how to fix yourself. If there's anything that I can help you with, let me know if you have any questions. I think that would be really, you like that CR gesture. Okay. If there's any questions about that or things that you'd like to add to this discussion, that would be great. Or if you want to, because it's Wednesday and it's hump day and it's anything goes day, you can ask me anything. I prefer not to have to bring out the, you know what, the Petcock Willie. And you guys know what I'm talking about here. So if you're just tuning in, my name is KarenLee, and I host the show, the KarenLee Potter Show, and I'm willing to answer calls if you want to call me. What is hump day, Corey? Hump day? Okay, I got a call. I'll tell you in a minute.
Call from. Hey, Karen. To accept, press 1.
Hello there. Who is this?
Hello? This is Mr. Pirate Brain.
Hi, Mr. Pirate Brain.
David.
Hi, David. What is up?
Oh, nothing. I was just checking out your topic today, figured I would call in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting what you were saying, and you know the higher frequency thing. Someone told me about that a few years back, and I realized that we tend to attract people by the law of attraction that are pretty much like we are, even though we don't see ourselves that way.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And why don't we see each other that way?
I think we're blind to it. It's like, for example, I'm overweight now, and I have been getting overweight. I didn't just wake up one morning and go, "Oh my God, what happened last night?" You know?
Yeah. It tends to creep up on you.
Excuse me?
I said the weight tends to creep up on people without them knowing it. It's very easy to gain weight. It's very hard to lose weight.
Right, and most of us look in the mirror at least once a day. So why don't we notice this happening? I just don't think we are that observant of ourselves, you know.
Definitely. And yes, exactly. And also, I think it's really important to do. I think the most important thing is to just keep track of your weight. At least once a week. Just weigh yourself. If you see those pounds starting to move up on the scale, you got to really figure out how you can change things around so that that you lose the weight, or you at least maintain the weight.
Yeah, but in the realm of things, weight is easy, as difficult as it is. The hardest thing is to keep track of our personalities, whether we are nice people or mean people. Or,
Yes.
That's hard.
Yes, it's very hard.
Most people that are mean think, "I'm going to get up and be mean today." You know? They kind of get into the habit of not being mindful of people's feelings, you know.
I absolutely agree with you. I think people just get into some sort of a rut, and I guess today is hump day, so this is a good day to talk about that. You get into a rut of just doing the same thing every day and reacting the same way every day, and a lot of times that's not very productive to you or the people around you. So especially if
you've been hurt in a relationship.
Exactly.
You're kind of wounded. It's kind of like getting shot or something, really.
Yes, it's like post-traumatic stress. You are definitely right, and a lot of people, I mean, in this chat room for sure have been saying that. Hi, Ronald. Have been saying the exact same thing you're saying, which is, you react to whatever your last experience is with a woman, and if that person, and that you're giving that person a lot of power, because just because she didn't treat you well does not mean that you don't deserve to be treated well by somebody else, and that every woman is like her. So I would say, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I tried to get back with my ex, and I kept telling her, "Man, you're hurting me by keep doing that, because she's not thinking about me."
Right.
And it's over. It's a done deal. I have to move on. And it took me a long time to get to that point. I'm not with anybody now, but it was like 5 years, And the reason why I didn't get in a relationship is because I just didn't want to have just sex willy-nilly,
Yeah.
And then I didn't want to be with somebody, and I'm not healthy mentally,
Good. Well, that's very smart. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying in terms of self-awareness. If you're aware that you're not healthy, don't get somebody else involved in it, because it's just going to be a slippery slope downwards. There's no way that's going to work out until you guys, to you specifically, David, get into the mindset of what can I do to improve myself on all accounts. And literally, it's just a check-in. Write down a list. Okay, what can I do physically to get to where I want to be? What can I do mentally? Because you have been so involved in these conversations, and I could tell that you're a very intelligent person, very sweet guy, and there's so many ways that you've got a lot of talents and you've got a lot of things to offer people, and I can't imagine why you're not just like taking charge of your life right now and changing things around.
Well, a big part of my issue is I have congestive heart failure. I used to work in corrections, and I had a heart attack in 2011, and I think I mentioned it. That's when my girlfriend left. So I got hit twice, heart attack plus her.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck out here in Texas because I have a house, and I couldn't really sell it at that time. So I couldn't move back to Maryland where all of my support system is.
Oh.
And when you have congestive heart failure, it's hard, not too many women want to mess with a guy on crutches,
Yeah.
So I realized that, and I accept my situation, and hopefully my health will improve, but that's why I have to really.
Well, it's time to change, as your song goes. And for all the people listening to this, David has produced my intro piece, and it's time to change, to wake up, and so you listen to your
time to think about it.
Time to think about it, and I think that's why of all people you should be thinking about it. And today is the first day that you could start changing. So I think it's time.
I'm working on getting back to Maryland too.
Work on all your goals, but do the simpler things now. If weight is an issue for you, don't let that stop you. That's an easy one to fix. There's all kinds of ways that you can work on that. And if it means that you've got to do some, whatever you can do with your heart condition, you do. Yeah.
Greg, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Not at all.
How did you overcome your sadness or your grief after your husband passed away?
Great question.
I mean, if you don't mind me asking.
I don't mind at all. I would love to share that with everyone here. So for any of you that didn't realize it, my husband was murdered back in 2006. So it's going on like 11 years. And it was by an employee, a disgruntled employee came in and just stabbed him to death. And obviously, it was like the most traumatic thing that anybody could ever go through. I had been married to him for 24 years. And with that being said, I just knew that I had to keep my shit together because I had 3 kids and I had to run his business basically, which I knew nothing about. So what really helped me the most, I would say, besides, family and friend support, is knowing that I had to be strong for my family. And thank you, C.R. Jester. And knowing also that my life was not even half over. So I took it as an opportunity to completely reinvent myself. And it actually, I would say it was the biggest, wonderful opportunity, because I would never be doing what I'm doing now had I still been, in the same groove that I was at. I was kind of like a typical suburban woman, and living in Chicago with 3 kids and a dog and the whole business. So anyway, long story short, for anybody listening to this, I used music and humor, and I looked around on YouTube and I tried to find ways that I could get help for myself. And that's why I ended up starting this YouTube channel. But really, I remember...
It's great. I mean, I found you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you, Corey.
get your notification
Uh-huh.
to watch your show.
That makes me feel awesome. That makes me feel awesome. And you all of you, especially you two, David, have helped me so much in developing this community here that we can talk about anything. And, and I'm glad that people are understanding of that. It definitely can get better. A lot of people said, I'd be hiding under the bed for the rest of my life. But you really, why? I mean, unfortunately, life is just very strange. Thank you for hugs and everything. And I appreciate all the support you guys are telling me now online, too. And if you're watching this later on, if you have any comments, I'd be happy to address those. But my main thing is music. Music helped. Okay. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye. So that was a very interesting question. And Milfman saying, I'm your favorite YouTuber, makes my day. Woohoo! Love you guys. So what I did was I literally got on a bicycle and I put my headphones on, and I remember putting on like some seriously awesome music, and I just started riding. And I had this huge like cloud of depression hanging over my head. And I just said, I cannot allow this to take over my life, and I'm going to move on. And literally, like, the more that I got into bike riding and listening to my headphones, and anybody can do this. You don't need to even have a bicycle. You can go out walking or running or whatever. Just get out there and do what you can to uplift yourself. Get out of the funk that you're in. Because you can't get more funky than I was. I was at the lowest you can possibly get. And I took this as, okay, that was one chapter closing. I'm going to open a new chapter, and it's been remarkable. So, oh, Ron gave me a super chat. You're the best, Ron. Thank you very much. I haven't gotten a super chat in ages. Look at the big smile on my face. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I couldn't have done this without you guys. I really couldn't have. And I don't mean just guys, because I finally am starting to get some women on this channel. And so, no, I'm not running the business any longer because the business was like construction and I knew nothing about it. So I wasn't the perfect person to do. As you could tell, I'm definitely on the side of the brain, which is more creative, and I'm not really a business person, which accounts for why I'm not making that much money on this YouTube channel and get so excited about super chats. But yeah, I mean, I am now getting 46,000 views a day on this channel, which is so freaking exciting. I mean, it really is to know that people really give a shit. Mr. Pirate Brain, what are you saying? Oh, so anyway, yeah, laughter's good. Hi, Lokish. And again, we're back to self-awareness. Please let me know if I can help you become more self-aware and if this is helping you at all. Bryson. So Bryson says, I don't know how to get over what has happened to me in my past. Women have been mistreating me since I was 4 years old. So Bryson, I think it's like, there's a book called The 4 Agreements. And if you haven't read that, it's even if you just read the first part of that book, there's 4 agreements that I always live by. And one of the four agreements is not to take anything personally. So I know that sounds really, really hard to think that, all these women have abused you or mentally or physically, not treated you well. I think the bottom line is I wouldn't take that personally. I know it sounds like, how can you not take it personally? But really, if you have enough confidence and self-awareness and care and love yourself as much as you possibly can, which you, Bryson, I know that you've been on here every single day and I know that you're a great guy, then why would you let those people take control of your life and ruin your life for you? You're a young guy, I think, by your picture. It's time for you to step up and say, I'm not allowing that past to get in the way of my future. Just absorb what I just said. Not allowing the past to get in the way of my future. Okay? Move away from all those negative women that have been in your life. Pick people that are going to have a positive influence on you. I don't care if they're not the best looking person. They're going to be the people that really care about you. So you need to find a person that's going to make you feel good about yourself. And if you are with people that don't and make you feel lousy and put you down and they don't bring you up and support you, then it's time for you to move on, Bryson. This is not your people in your past. It's about you making some changes right now on today's date, which is the 29th of March. Okay? You're only 26 years old. You got your freaking whole life ahead of you. Find out what you can do. You've got passions. You've got goals. You've got incredible stuff ahead of you, and it's time for you to realize that you're a good person. Hi, Young. Easy. Bad mom. Is it okay to approach a MILF in a clothing store while she's browsing in the women's section? LOL. If it looks like this person is like trying to find, like, if she's really on a mission to try to find a new dress or, some sort of clothing, I don't know. You have to really pay attention to body language and check her out and make sure that she's not really focused on something like getting her shopping done. Maybe if she's walking, through the aisles and you can come up with something to say that might spark her interest and see her reaction, that would be okay. I don't think there's ever a time that you should miss an opportunity to say hello to somebody. But if you can tell that they're not up for being bothered, then I would move on. I hope that helps. Bad mom. My girl won't swallow. What do I do? Young Yeezy. What is so important about a girl swallowing? Why is that necessary? Think about it. Is that important to you? And did you learn about swallowing mostly from porn? And do you understand that porn is what sells and it's not really what's going to help your relationship with or your sex life? Porn is, I talk about porn a lot, and I think porn stars have a lot to offer in terms of their awareness of sexuality and things like that, but I don't necessarily think any of them would say if your girlfriend doesn't swallow, there's an issue. Maybe she just doesn't like the taste of it. Maybe she has a gag reflex that, makes her want to throw up, and that would be way worse than you to have happen to you. Young Yeezy, let me know what you think about that. Lokesh, does age matter to a cougar if he is 16 and she is 39? Yes. If you're under 18, please wait till you're at least 18, please, to ask me any questions here. This is more of an adult channel. So Young Yeezy saying it's attractive to you. It's stimulating to you to have someone do that. I think the most important thing for you to think about is her comfort level. And if she's saying she really is uncomfortable with it, then try to figure out other ways that you can get off without her making her uncomfortable. Because that's kind of like like if someone said, I want you to swallow something that tastes bad to you. Would you want to do that? If that made you gag, would you want to do that? So find out what it is that she's uncomfortable with and how important it is for you, and then talk about it with her. Corey says, porn again is made from dark energies and is a false way to teach men about how to treat women with respect. Yeah, I think you have to understand that porn is a fantasy, and it's not a way to educate yourself about how to treat women. Please don't treat women like the way they're accepting to be treated in porn. It's a movie. It is not real. And the top porn stars will say exactly what I just said. Is it okay to show a MILF that you are looking at her, checking her out, or should you do it sneakily? I don't think there's a MILF or an older woman who is getting, the look down or whatever, the look up or as long as it's not done really creepy. If you're just saying, hey, I think you're attracted by the way you're smiling at her or whatever, I take it as a compliment. Young Easy, it does help you, and let me know if there's anything else I can help you with regarding spitting and swallowing. Why don't porn stars get AIDS? Because they are tested. Again, when I do this interview with Brianna Brink, she talks about how much they're tested and how important safety is in their business. How important is value alignment to relationships, Alex? Very, very important. If you guys have different values, like if it's very important for you to trust your partner, and it's very important for you to have a partner that doesn't have an anger management issue, and she or he has that different values and thinks it's okay to mistreat people or to not be trustworthy or to cheat on people, then it's not going to work out. So you need to have your values, I think. To me, this is just me. I'm not the God here, okay? That Mr. Pirate Brain, I am so happy that you're going to take my advice. That makes my day. Yay! Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, we're moving quickly down here. Karen, any tip to overcome jealousy? Yes, Santiago, I've got a major tip to overcome jealousy. Figure out why you're jealous. What is it that's making you jealous? Like, for example, jealousy comes to me from someone who, if I'm jealous, that means that I am not confident in my own, and confident in myself. Like if my boyfriend is checking out another girl, am I feeling like, hey, am I not good enough? Why are you looking at this other girl? Or am I thinking, hey, he's a guy, he can look, he just can't touch. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it. Talk about why you're feeling jealousy. If you're feeling jealousy, maybe there's a reason. Maybe she's doing something to make you feel jealous. But figure out why you're feeling jealous. You have to. That's something you need to figure out. Answer some of those questions, and then jealousy is a normal emotion. There's nothing wrong there. Believe me, there's been plenty of times where I'm jealous. It's normal, but you got to figure out, well, why am I jealous? And maybe there's a reason. So first you got to figure that out. Alex, so if we disagree with the purpose of a relationship, it won't work. I'm dating an older woman. So if we disagree with the purpose of a relationship, that's different than what you're asking me, Alex. You asked two different questions. A purpose of a relationship to some people may not be in a place where they want like a serious relationship. That doesn't mean you guys have different values. Values means like basic characteristics. Like, are you a good person? If the person is not a good person, obviously that's not going to work if you're a good person, right? And a responsible person, someone who cares about the other person. If she isn't able to settle down with you and, move in with you, or just even if she's not in a place where she only wants to be with you, that has more to do with you guys are different places in what you want out of the relationship. It's different than values. Does that help you, Alex? And being with an older woman, she might be in a different place than you are. Let's see. Okay, so Bryson, you're putting women on an unreachable pedestal. Well, why are you doing that? Don't. Stop doing that. Understand women are human, especially me. CR Jester, it's amazing how many women participate in the porn industry. Are there that many women that are hungry for money? Yeah, it's a good moneymaker, I suppose, and they're looking at the short-term quick gain. Why would men allow the wife to fuck other guys? It's okay. They may have an open relationship, and that might be okay with them. It's fine. Also, what do you personally think of the purpose of a relationship is? Alex, wow, heavy duty question when I got 2 minutes left of this time left. Oh man, that was a tough one. Let's see. How do I answer that question? I'm young and easy, nothing wrong with you being 18, you're legal, and you could fuck anybody you want. So if she's 40, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as she's into it. Okay. What do you personally think the purpose of a relationship is? God, that's a tough question. I guess the purpose of a relationship is my God, that's a tough question. I'm going to have to get back to you. I can't even answer it. I don't want to answer with some stupid ass quick comment. And I've got a half a minute to go. I'm going to be doing a live Instagram today with a fellow Cougar, Lucia. That'll be this afternoon at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time or later, maybe 2:30 by the time we get our act together. So if you're on my Instagram account, which is KarenLee Potter, you will see us there. And if not, that's cool too. And I will see you tomorrow. So if you haven't given thumbs up to this intense conversation about heavy-duty topics like your life, please do so. I really enjoyed this. This was awesome, and I can't tell you how much I value every one of you that have participated in and asked me provocative questions that actually make me think. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, share this video, okay? Don't keep it all to yourself. Love you. Bye-bye. I gotta turn this off now. Except that I never can remember how.